What's up, everybody? It's the Bipolar Prophet, and welcome back to Old Ridge Farm in Farming Simulator 15. So, two things. First off, let me address something that somebody brought up to me, and thank you for this. This is episode 79. There was no episode 77. I apparently went from episode 76 part 2 to episode 78 because I'm a doofus and can't count. Don't worry, you didn't miss anything. There just wasn't an episode 77. We'll just call that the lost episode. Also, as you could see in the splash screen before the beginning of this video is dedicated to Richard and Lauren Hagsma. I hope I pronounced that right, guys. Otherwise known as Saskinlander Gaming and Geek Girl Gaming, respectively. Very, very good friends of mine. Met them again, you know, with on Jim's stream. You know what I mean? Make great videos. I will have a link to their to their YouTube channels in the description of this video. Richard has gotten back into making videos. Lauren has kind of taken a break. You know, she's had some personal issues, as you know, everybody has occasionally. But they're very good friends of mine. Great supporters of the channel. You know, awesome people, and I am very glad to have known them, and this video is dedicated to them. So, as you can see, we're back over here on Field 1 at the barley. I've got the Kloss over here with the Stewart trailer, and I just need to get this guy running to, I believe I can just hit drive course. Yep. And he will go off, and we'll finish up this field. It's kind of all hands on deck right now. I have a lot of stuff going on at the same time. I've got, obviously, the barley harvest is going on here. If we have a tab around here, we will go to the big case, our big Puma here, who is planting alfalfa over here in the home fields. I came over and slurried this field off screen. I know I said I wasn't going to do much stuff off screen, but to be honest, because of the way that I have the slurry set up over there now with the shed on it and everything, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass. You know, I have to run back and forth a bunch of times and everything. I couldn't really get Courseplay set up to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move the trigger, the slurry pit trigger, out a little bit so that I can fill it from the road, from the other, you know, that little access road that runs down the middle of the dairy there. That way I'll be able to get Courseplay to do it. So you didn't really miss much. I just came, you know, ran back and forth, filled up the slurry tanker, came back, slurried it, and now we are planting alfalfa. I do have the new alfalfa texture in the map now, so I'll be curious to see what that looks like once this starts to grow up. You know, the fields are not in awful shape. Obviously, just sprayed the slurry, so you know you're not going to see any bump in nutrients or anything like that. The soil moisture on this end of the field is not great. It's not bad on the other end. It's weird how Soil Mod has decided to break all these fields up into, you know, multiple grids now and everything. But okay, you know, that's, again, it's realistic. You know, no field is going to have the same you know, sort of nutrient levels and soil pH and all that across the entire breadth of the field. You know what I mean? It's always going to be different. So now, while that's going on, and I'm going to have to keep an eye on all this stuff, obviously, while that's going on, we're going to start baling because I really need this straw. So, and because he's already gone, you know, past this point now, I can go ahead and start baling. So, let's see. Need to unfold this thing first. And V, and we'll get it moved over into the row here, and we'll start baling. I think if I was smart, I would probably start somewhere about here, and then I'll just come back and clean it up afterwards. These are big old wide rows. I don't know how it's going to handle this. We'll see. I want to slow right down, though. As you guys know, baling, you know, you can bale a lot faster, but for me, it just makes sense to do it a little slower. Oh, you know what else I wanted to do? Before we get started with that, I want to do this. Is it Shift 3, right? Stop when full? Yep, that's what I wanted to do. So I don't have to worry quite so much about that either. So still the same day here in Old Ridge. Not much has happened, you know, since the last time you guys were here. Trying to get all this done in one game day because it is going to rain, and I want to get it done before the rain comes. I still have soy to cut, obviously, you know. And then, you know, wheat and whatnot to, see, that doesn't work fantastic. It works okay, but it could be better. Yeah, so I still have soy to cut, you know, and then wheat and everything to come up at some point. you know, potatoes and stuff. So still going to be a lot of stuff to do here on Old Rage. I apologize about the lisp. You know, my as you guys have heard me say numerous times now, I have an awful toothache. I've had it for a month now, and just I don't have dental insurance, you know, so it's really expensive to go to the dentist, and I just can't afford it. So I've kind of been sucking it up, as it were, as far as the pain goes, you know. But it's making me lisp, and I hate it. But there's not much I can do about it. So today is Friday. You guys will see this on Saturday. This morning I released the first episode of Behind the Bipolar Prophet, sort of a, I don't know, a vlog. You know, I don't like that word, but it's the only really word that really sort of describes what that is. It's just sort of a little insight into the, you know, my sort of real life. You know, who I am, what I'm into, you know, what I'm about, you know, some of my history, things like that. And, you know, as of the recording of this, you guys seem to be enjoying it. You know, there are a lot of comments, a lot of great feedback, you know, a lot of nice words. Thanks, guys. That means so much to me. It really does. And you guys will see more of that, you know, just because I like talking about myself. So, now, do I want to let this do it, or do I want to do it? I don't know. I mean, it's neat that it works. I just don't know. I don't want to see. Yeah, see, I don't want to miss much. I cannot afford to miss straw. I need all the straw I can get. Absolutely need it. But I figured, you know, we could do a bunch of things at the same time now. You know, because I can let you know, the case seed that field, put alfalfa in the ground, because I want to put alfalfa down, obviously, as a cover crop. You know, I can let the harvester harvest. I'll empty him when he needs to be emptied, and then I can come over here and bale at the same time. You know, just try to get a bunch of stuff done all at once. Oh, you may see up in the corner there, $85,191, and there's a reason for that. I fixed the trigger over there at the British Sugar Company, you know, to sort of maintain the story. British Sugar, you know, said, hey, we're ready for you now, and you can come over and dump your beets. I fixed the trigger. It was a very simple thing. I just had too many triggers. What had ended up happening was, is he full? I believe he is full. What had ended up happening was that when I had built that sort of collection point originally, I had put down a couple of triggers, and then when I rebuilt it, I didn't move them. So obviously, you know, that was a problem. You can't have a whole bunch of triggers name the same thing in the same place. The game doesn't like it. So once I deleted all the original triggers and put in all the, you know, moved all the new ones backwards, thank you, it worked just fine. So, and you know, funnily enough, and I'm being completely honest, guys, when I say this, I got a great demand for sugar beets right after I fixed those triggers. So I was like, you know what, I can't wait. I need to sell them. So that explains where all the money comes from, which is good. You know, sugar beets are an expensive process. Did we make the money back that it cost? Not really. You know, we're close, but not. We didn't really quite make it back. But now that I've made the investment in the equipment, you know, along with Mike and Cuthbert and a major, I shouldn't have any trouble making the money back. Speaking of Mike, he came down and picked up the sugar beet harvester, you know, and the massive lorry and the low loader and all that. And I believe Paul is taking it off to Cuthbert's farm to cut his beets. So that's all set. That's all done. It was a fun experience to cut beets for the first time here on Old Ridge. I'm looking forward to doing it again, you know. Just a busy time. You know, everybody's harvesting something now. You know, tractors, like I've said, you know, before, whizzing everywhere, and you know, lots of stuff going on. You know, it's funny. It seemed like we all sort of met up down at the gas station. It's like everybody had to refill something at the same time. There was quite a line, and it's funny because the guy who owns the gas station, you know, he sees us pretty regularly, obviously. I know Mike gets his fuel delivered. I get my fuel delivered, but we still have to go down there occasionally to buy, you know, oil or you know, or to fill up our personal vehicles or whatever. And it seemed like everybody was down there at the same time, and it was kind of funny because there was a big line, and the guy who owns the gas station was going, "Wow!" You know, he was having a good day. So, and as you guys know, fuel is not cheap. So we should get a bunch of bales off this field. We should get a bunch of bales. I am baling every single field. Every single field that has straw on it, I am going to bale. I'm not going to turn any of it in. I'm not going to waste any of it. I need every bit of it. So, you know, we should have enough straw to get us through the winter. You know, obviously my dairy herd is going to continue to increase because I'm keeping the heifers, and they're calving, you know, making new calves. So, you know, that'll just keep increasing our dairy herd. I want to have a really big dairy on this farm. I enjoy the dairy aspect of this game so much that I want to have a big dairy, and you know, so that calf rearing pen is really, really cool. I may, and I've thought about it, and I don't know where I'd put it, but I may put up another one, you know, just to keep the dairy herd going for as long as I can, or not as long as I can, but make it as big as I can. So. There we go. I believe now that he is full. Is he full? He is full. And of course, he's on the wrong side. Of course, he is. So we will just tab over there and empty him out as soon as I get around to the right piece of equipment. Why do I not use vehicle group switcher? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I don't use it. It would certainly be easier. So this is going pretty well, it looks like. Yep, very good. So he'll need to be refilled. I'll have to get the Unimog down here. I'll have to get this down here to pull the C trailer because I just don't have I don't have another tractor to do it with. So okay, where are you? Shawnee B, you know, anytime you want to come down and drive this class and do a little karting for me, by all means, come on down, you know. It's funny because everybody's kind of bouncing, the video people are kind of bouncing back and forth between farms now because everybody's cutting something, you know, everybody's busy, and it depends on what you like, what you're into, what you want to watch, you know, depending on what you want to video. So I had a whole bunch of guys down, you know, as I've said this morning, you know, watching me cut the beets, and now I've got quite a few guys over here watching me cut the barley. So it's always neat, you know. I like watching them. Anything, like I've said, that makes people more interested in farming. You know, maybe you bring your kid down, and maybe he sees the big equipment, and he sees, you know, the tractors and the harvesters and everything, and he says, oh, you know, that looks like that looks interesting, and I want to do that when I grow up. Awesome. You know what I mean? I regularly invite people to come and take cab rides with me, and you know, my insurance company's not thrilled about that, but you know, it's my equipment, it's my choice. I can certainly you know, have somebody ride in the cab with me if I want. I have a seat for them, obviously. All my equipment has passenger seats, so but it's, you know, and anything I can do to make people interested in farming, to make, you know, farming more interesting for people. Can I say the same thing over and over and over again? I guess I probably could, huh? But you know, any of that sort of stuff is really important to me. We need more farmers. So now I hate to move this all the way over here, but I need to get it out of the way for the because of the baler. So all right, let's go back to baling. Whoops, forgot to recenter my steering wheel. That's something that doesn't happen in real life, huh? You jump out of one tractor, you get into another one, and the new tractor does not have the same steering wheel angle that the old one did. You only get that in farm sim. Oh, turn. It's funny, you know, I do so much racing now. Well, not that you know, I always did a lot of racing. That's something I've always been into, something I've always done a ton of. But I'm doing a lot more of it now. And you get used to a certain feel in a steering wheel. I don't run any force feedback in Farm Sim. I don't run any centering spring. I turn all my settings on the Logitech profiler down all the way, just so I can have a free steering wheel. I think for me it's easier, especially when you need to maneuver around, you know, through gates and around tight fields and in tight areas, especially at the dairy. My dairy is very crowded, you know. So, but it's funny because I get used to the force feedback that I have with racing, and then I come and play this, and I'm like, oh, the steering wheel is so dead, you know. So it takes me a second to get used to it again. Yep, plenty of bales, and you know, and I'm gonna really stick to my plan of baling every field. Because what will end up happening is I'll get 20, 30 bales off a field, and I'll say, oh, that'll be enough. And then, you know, come 3 weeks down the road, I'll be out of straw. You know, 3, you know, real weeks, real life weeks. Down the road, I'll be out of straw, and I'll be like, oh, why didn't I bale the rest of the fields? Plus, I also am going to put in the animal values mod, I think it's called. I know Mike uses it. You know, it's sort of it allows you to tweak what the animals eat and what they output. I don't necessarily want to change what they output. I may decrease the milk output because I think I'm making way too much milk. I'm going to skip a row here just so I'm not banging the drawbar of the tractor and the hitch of the baler. I think I'm putting out too much milk, even though the milk prices are pretty low. You know, I check them every day. I actually check the UK milk prices, you know, pretty much every day. And the average has been about 30 pence per liter, you know, which is not awful. And it's about 38, 39 in the game. So it's not too far from reality. The difference is the amount of milk that that I make. So, oh, he's slipping, and I bet he's stuck on this tree over here, right? Is he stuck on this tree? Yep. Now, will he figure this out? He may. He may, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt to figure it out. So, come on, Perry. Figure out what you're doing over there. Yep, there he goes. Oh. That's one thing about competent Perry. You know, he is very competent. Leave him alone, let him do his job, and he'll do just fine. You know, I've gone as far, because me and Mike and Sean had this conversation. We were playing, as I've mentioned, we were playing some multiplayer farm sim not too long ago, and we were having a conversation about milk prices, you know, and all that. And I actually went and did some research about how much an average cow, and is there a such thing as an average cow? Probably not. But, you know, as far as the internet goes, you know, the average cow produces, you know, 70 liters a day, I believe. So if you take that times the, you know, 86 cows I have, that gives you a number that then I can plug into the animal values mod and make that much amount of milk every single day. So, because right now I'm making, you know, like 30,000 liters a day, which is way, way too much. You know, I'd need 4 times the amount of cows I have to make that kind of milk. So. Do we skip a row here? No, let's go down this row. See, already in the back of my head, I'm going, wow, I've got quite a few bales off this field. Do I really need to bail? Yes, you need to bale every field. Stop it. It's going to be, you know, it's going to be a lot of work. And so, and speaking of that, and that brings me on to this topic. As you guys know, this is episode 79 now, although technically it's episode 78, because as I mentioned, episode 77 just sort of, you know, never happened. And I'm wondering if I go to episode 100 and then stop, you know, because that'll give me, well, 21 more episodes. You know, obviously all the post-harvest stuff, all the animal stuff, all the, you know, the planting and everything, probably one more harvest, a bunch of grass cutting, a bunch of spraying and soil maintenance and all that sort of thing. Do I do that and then call this a series, or do we just keep this going? And I know I asked this question a lot, but I'm trying to get a gauge of where, and most of you guys have said, you know, oh, I'll keep it going, it's fun and all that, you know, and I'm certainly enjoying it, you know what I mean? The role play aspect of it, the story aspect of it is just fantastic. So I have no issue. Whoops, forgot I had that set to go reverse, because cruise control doesn't take that into account. You know, it doesn't matter which direction you're set in. Cruise control will only go forward. So, but yeah, you guys can let me know. You know, I'll make 1,000 episodes of this series. To be honest, it is going to be repetitive after a while. It's going to be the same thing, you know, over and over and over again. I do have some things that I'd like to do on the map, but it's going to all depend on this drought. Whether or not this drought ever actually goes away, whether, you know, we get significant rain to where we, you know, the water situation is not in crisis anymore, to whether or not I can do some of the things that I'd like to do. Oh, he's just about done. That's very good. So, one thing I am going to do is I'm going to space these out. You notice it's been a few days in between episodes. Because I want to do everything on screen, I don't want to make an episode of this every day, you know, to kind of burn you guys out on it. I want to make sure you guys, you know, are looking forward to it, are enjoying it and everything. So, and again, you guys can let me know, you know, if you don't want to see everything on screen, like BPGs, do you have to do everything on screen? You know, you guys can let me know that. Or, yes, BP, we enjoy it. You know, it's farming. This is why we watch or whatever. You know, you guys can absolutely let me know that too. But as it stands right now, because me and Mike are sort of trying to stay, you know, consistent, we're doing everything on screen. I know I enjoy it. So, any excuse I get to ramble on for another half an hour, you know, is a good thing. So, I'm also trying to decide if I'm going to pick these. You know what I'm going to do? Yes. I'm going to say this now, and hopefully I stick to this. I'm going to pick these bales, bring the telehandler down here. Might as well use it for something besides mucking out animals and, you know, moving UHT milk barrels around. I'm going to bring the telehandler and the trailer down here. I'm going to load these bales up, you know, on the trailer the right way. Now, the forks are auto-loading, so you're going to have to cut me some slack with that. And then if they get on the trailer all weird, I can just hit B on the trailer and auto-load them on the trailer, you know, or straighten them out, I guess is the word I'm looking for on the trailer. I am not Farmer Beavis. I am not, you know, I'm not that skilled to be able to stack bales. You know, I'm not TCGG Rob. Although, Rob, it's been a long time since you've made a video, and it's been a long time since you've made a baling video. So who knows where your skills are at. Hopefully they're just as good as they always were. Whoops. You want to go this way. But I figure, you know, if we're going to be farmers, let's be farmers, right? Oh, wow, way to miss all of that. Well, it's okay. I can always come get it when I clean up the headlands. Not a big deal. Yep, stop. So what I think I'm going to do is this. We're at 20 minutes. This doesn't need to be a super long episode, you know. Not a lot going on with the story at the moment. Just because I know, you know, me and Mike and Sean are really busy. It's harvest time, you know. We've all got stuff to do. So, you know, there'll be little snippets of story here and there. But mostly it's just going to be a lot of work. A lot of, you know, a lot of cutting, a lot of hauling, a lot of baling, a lot of, you know, maintenance stuff, animal, you know, maintenance and all that, animal care. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that for the next, you know, foreseeable episodes. And what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to finish this bale. I'm going to go empty the harvester because he's done now. And then I'm going to call this an episode. And in the next episode, we will be on the soy. We'll be cutting the soy, getting that done. And then we'll obviously be back over here baling again. So, and then I'm going to need to do some maintenance on the fields that haven't grown yet, that haven't come up for harvest yet, on the wheat fields and the potato fields. The potato fields are close, looks like. The wheat, some of the wheat still has quite a bit of time left to go, which is okay. You know, I don't mind it spacing itself out because it's just a lot of work to do it all at once. So I certainly wouldn't want everything to come up at the same time. That would just be overwhelming. And then I'd end up with stuff withering, and I can't afford that. So, okay, I'm just going to turn this off for the moment. Make sure I set the brake. Have a little tab around here. Put out the pipe. Put out the pipe. Oh, got to stop him first. Stop. Reset that. Put out the pipe. Wait for the pipe to extend, because if you don't and you tab away, the pipe will stop. There we go. And we'll go jump in the Kloss. Oh, you're still doing fine. You're going to need to be refilled pretty soon. Just drive right through that hedge there, Phil. Don't worry about it. Oh, that's Perry's brother, Phil. He's a little silly. All right, I need to jump out just so I can see where I am. One thing that I'm not crazy about with this tractor is the view. For some reason, this view here seems very, I don't know, it's probably the exact same view as every other tractor. It just seems a little narrower to me. Everything seems a little narrower. Maybe it's the dimensions of the cab, I guess, you know. But I certainly like it enough to get used to it. I know I love this cab suspension. No. I'm getting a little too old to be bouncing across the ruts and fields and things and getting all beat up, so this is a very comfortable tractor. Alright, can we be cool and do this in the cab? Probably not. You know me, but we'll try. Any chance? Can I get it? Am I going to get it? Oh, I think I'm going to get it. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Very nice. Very nice. It should be about another 20 ton, which is good. I think we got 26 tons in the drying shed now, so not too shabby altogether. Probably should pull forward a little bit, get that loaded a little more evenly. There we go. And I'm not looking, but I know there's a tree right near me because I can see the shadow. Oh, 16 tons? No, 18. Probably 18 tons. 18 more tons. Awesome. 17. Not even 17. Jeez, BP, come on. We'll roll that back over. I really like that. I think that's such a neat animation. Oh, you know, the time it takes to do that just by itself is really cool. So, all right, so we'll go dump this into our drying sheds, and we will call this an episode. Like I said, in the next episode, we will be cutting a soy. We will be continuing to bale this field. I'm going to need to get some sort of something down on this field, whether it be muck or slurry. I'm getting a little low on slurry, and I kind of want to save that for the meadows, because I'm going to cut those one more time, obviously, before the winter. So, and then we can slurry those again. So probably spread muck. Quite a bit of muck. And I also, the animals, the pigs and the beef need to be mucked out again as well. So plenty of muck, so probably spread some muck on there, get some alfalfa planted on it, you know, and just continue on with the cycle of farming here on Old Ridge Farm. Now, one cool thing about this drying shed is if you open the doors and you save the game, it saves it. You know, it's got that same script that saves your IC control. You know, if you have a tractor that has IC and it has the script to save the IC control, so when you save the game, you know, the IC state, I should say, it's the same thing that does that. So that's really cool. Unroll that. I didn't put in the choose tip side or whatever it's called mod because I forgot to go find it. So you're going to have to forgive a little bit of clip through the building here. I know I need to get that, though, because I really want to use that grain door, because it's a cool thing. I mean, it's there. I might as well use it, so. Okay. Pretty, well, I mean, it's realistic and it's not, right? You know, it's cool that I can do this, you know, but it's probably not great for the hydraulics. Actually, you know what? I don't think I even... no, there's no... yeah, there's no option to do it. I didn't even check to see if there was an option built into the trailer to be able to use the grain door. But, okay, very good. Oh, I need a thumbnail, and I've just used... I can't use this one, right? We've just done this one already, so... I just want to check and see how much we have in the... in storage here. So you can see the sugar beet at BSC, 596. It was higher than that. It was 640, I think, but of course I brought about 70 tons over there, so that's why the price has dropped a little bit. Yeah, we have 42,810 liters of barley in the drying shed, which is really cool. One thing about this drying shed, in case you guys were curious, if you don't, when I changed the silo, you guys remember there's a big silo over there from the original part of this map. I didn't delete it. All I did was drag it under the map, so I didn't delete the silo, the farm silo system or anything. So what this does when I place this, what this does is it reads from that, and so you'll still have your proper silo system on the map. You know, it'll show up the way it's supposed to, and it'll read in the PDA. So that's all cool. So if you're thinking about maybe adding, you know, this shed or another shed like that to a map that you're playing on, and you want to get rid of the big sort of, you know, default silo or whatever, if the map has it, that's something to remember. Don't delete the farm silo system. So I do like the fill plane on this. It's really cool. You know, it looks pretty realistic and everything. So big fan of this drying shed. Okay, well, let me shut this tractor off now because we're done with that for the moment. Shut it off, set the brake. Let's tab around here. Oh, I should have shut that off too. Oh, he's just about empty. Okay, you know what? This will probably be the thumbnail. Why not, right? Go ahead and take that screenshot. And while he's finishing up, or while he's emptying out, I will say thanks so much, guys, for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this. As always, let me know what you think about anything. You know, about me, about the videos, about the way I play games, about the channel, about anything. You know, thanks once again for all the kind words and all the great feedback and all the likes on the Behind the Bipolar Prophet vlog episode 1 video. There's going to be a lot more of those because you guys seem to enjoy it, and I enjoy making them. So, as always, thanks for coming to the channel, for liking, for commenting, for subscribing. If you're new to the channel and you saw Old Ridge Farm and, you know, you wanted to check it out and you like what you see, you like my particular brand of rambly farm simness, please click the like button. It helps me in the channel out a whole bunch, moves me up in the search recommendations, lets more people come and enjoy the videos. Also, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. It's the best way of being notified of when I make a video, which is pretty much every day. And if not every day, at the very least every 2 days. As you guys are probably aware, there's almost 490 videos on the channel, all different kinds of things, you know, farming and trucking and racing and some, you know, random games, things like that. Lots of stuff to watch, lots of stuff to enjoy, and I hope you guys do. And as always, thank you so much for making me a part of your YouTube day, and this is the Bipolar Prophet saying, see you later.